Hey, it's your close personal friend, Lou Brutus, joined now via Zoom by Eric and Steve of I Prevail. Gents, you are looking well. I hope you are feeling at least half as good.
I'm feeling great. Feeling
fantastic, man. Feeling great. Writing some music today, just doing what we do.
Where exactly are you? And are you guys all kind of cloistered together as a band?
Today we are.
Yeah, we're at Brian's house right now, actually. Yeah, we're working on. We have a video coming out tonight for this live track we're putting out. We have this release called Post Traumatic coming out. So the first video off that hits in a couple hours. So Brian's buried away in the digital world right now. So we're hanging at his house.
So when you're talking a video for this, is this something that you guys have put together recently, or is this footage from live stuff that's sort of synced up to the track?
Yeah, it's a live video. Yeah, it's from one particular show in Fayetteville,
Indiana.
No, one of the Carolinas, South Carolina.
I don't know.
Yeah, Fayetteville, South Carolina. It was the last show of the Day to Remember tour we were on last year. Hey, pup. And so it's part of this whole live record. Yeah. Welcome to life of quarantine. I feel like this is how it goes.
Yeah.
So it's part of this release we put together. It's a live record of trauma. We called it Post Traumatic. It's kind of the last thing on the trauma cycle that we're really doing. It was kind of like our kind of backward looking end to the cycle. And it's all 13 songs off the record. And the first one we're putting out today is Deadweight featuring Caleb Beartooth, who actually came out on stage with us last show of the Day to Remember tour, kind of a tour prank. And he just surprised us, came out and did some of the end of the song with us. And we happened to be recording the set, had audio and video, and it worked out fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What is Puppy's name, by the way?
Juno.
Juno.
This is
Brian's little baby.
Hi, pups. I should get my Darla for the end of the interview and hook those two up. But, well, on Post Traumatic, it's sort of an amalgam. It's not just one single performance. It's stuff from all over the place. So I would be curious how much material you had to go through. Did you record every night of the tour? How did you actually get through all this? Sometimes at the end of a tour, it's an embarrassment of riches, and it's a nightmare to try and go through and find out really what's the best.
Yeah, it was quite. So I remember having a conversation with our sound guy, and I have to give a lot of credit to our sound guy, Josh Sobek, who he talked about the setup that he was, he's like on the cutting edge of everything when it comes to the way he does sound. And he's just really into the newest tech and stuff. So he's like, basically he's like, yo guys, I'm going to record every set that you play. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to store it, catalog it. And you guys can listen back for listen to how the performances are going, for feedback and stuff like that. And that's kind of when like the bell went off in our head, like, yo, we could do something with this in a bigger way down the line, not knowing exactly if it would have been a full live record or whatever. But we knew from day one of the trauma cycle, we started recording and cataloging every show. And when we went to actually put it together, we all kind of sat down and just tried to see if our gut feels lined up on special performances that we could remember from different sets. And we also wanted to incorporate kind of the 5 major countries that we've been touring, US, Canada, Germany, UK, and one show from Austria in Vienna, which is actually our second biggest headliner to date. And so knowing that, we tried to really see how many brain cells we had left and what we could remember in terms of digging through. And we got pretty close. It didn't take us too long. We found the stuff we wanted pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
Was your sound guy recording multi-tracks or the stereo tracks? Exactly what was he grabbing without getting too deep into the technical weeds?
Virtually every input that we had. So he was recording every instrument, any bit of tracks that we used, intro tracks, stuff like that. So virtually every input, I'll say, yeah, stereo on every single instrumental input and vocal input.
And how much of a secret weapon is it to have a sound person who is that on the ball for you? Because sometimes, God bless them, the band members themselves are not the most organized people in the world. So
No.
it's good to have a responsible adult around keeping track of things.
The thankless job.
Den mother to the stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's huge. It's like he's kind of it's a really important role to have a great show that you can put on night in, night out, just us feeling comfortable that we can trust that all the, we're not going to have tech issues is huge. The minute the band gets a whiff of like, something's not working right or something might not be working right before the show, it's like sends waves.
Yeah.
Throughout the band and your psyche and your confidence. You're trying to go out there and just take over the world. And the minute that is like compromised, it's like really tough to pull yourself out of that. So it's huge. Our guy, Josh Sobek, he actually recorded the record. He actually mixed the record too. So we give him a lot of love for doing a great job on this project.
When things go wrong, I sometimes refer to them as spinal tapian moments. And even with the greatest bands and the greatest crews, sometimes things, I'm trying to think of, there's a technical musical term for it. Fuck up. They fuck up. From this last tour cycle, if there were one spinal tapian moment for each of you, what might it have been?
That's a good one.
I know that so basically we kind of have our drummer Gabe runs he's kind of got the brain of the show in terms of what triggers the songs to start, and we play on click and stuff like that. So I know he's hit the wrong track a couple times.
We'll put him on blast. We'll put him out there. Yeah, he started the wrong song. Oh, this song is. It's
a tough job, because he's got to go. Drumming is a very physical performance, obviously. So he's got to go from that to very fine motor skills in terms of touching. So it's a tough job, no doubt. He's got to know all the transitions. He's got to there's got to be a synergy between Brian and Eric kind of like leading the show forward and him knowing when to feel the moment of when to start certain kind of cues, I guess.
Like when to cut the loop and start the song where, the loop ends. But I think one that comes to mind, all the parts where like, it'll be 3 weeks into tour and it's just like, you're on a roll. Everything's good. I'm just, you're coasting, right? You're just, I'm running on muscle memory, and I'll go up and do a song and it'll be the second verse of whatever song. And I forget where I'm at. I'm in the first verse in my head and I'll just start doing it. And everyone's looking at me like, what part are you singing? I'm like, I'm singing the words of the song. Oh my God, I'm not singing the right words to the song.
A tune that you've done 200 times the previous year.
Yeah, where you let yourself go on muscle memory, and you're not really running it 100%. You're not all there.
The autopilot can fail.
Yes.
Steve, you had mentioned there's representations on Post-Traumatic from all of the countries that you guys really keyed in on to perform over this last cycle. Were you guys going to these places as a reaction to sales, or was it the other way around, that they were reacting to you because you were first sort of keying in on those places and making sure that you were trying to get love there and showing up a lot?
That's a pretty good chicken or the egg, question to ask. I think that we found like early on, we kind of had like a viral moment when our band started and stuff like that. So I think we kind of, and we were pretty plugged into just how the digital side of what we did was going on. So I feel like we kind of had some inclinations about data going like, okay, where's the fan base growing at right away? And so we factored that in. And I think the first time we were like in the UK, it was really apparent that we had a fan base there, and that because we had toured the States so much before actually going overseas, as many bands have to do. It's just, it's expensive to get over there, and like you got to have the right support system and stuff like that. So we toured the States probably for 2 years before we went overseas, maybe a little.
I think
more.
almost the 3 of that.
And then I think when we played the UK, that seemed like the first place we should play at in our first international travel overseas. And I think it was like pretty much like boom right there. It's like, yeah, we have a fan base here, and we need to get the heck over here more.
How do you guys actually keep track of those things? There are, of course, some direct measurements, sales, ticket sales. How do you track other forms of popularity to know how you're doing?
I think there's like the classic ways of just looking at, your streaming kind of stats and going like, what are the biggest countries, what are the biggest cities, stuff like that. But also we'll get kind of gut feels on stuff where maybe we'll just see like a lot, sometimes we'll put out posts like, where, what cities do you want to see us come to, blah, blah, blah. So like kind of feeler posts like that. And we'll kind of just see comments really kind of point to a country that we might not have thought of, I feel like a big rock, something like Malaysia or something, or Singapore. I don't know. I feel like there's countries that I would go. I don't know if I have any data to back up that we should go there, but I have a gut feel that we should go there.
I think the whole rock world knows that every rock band needs to go to Brazil at some point.
Yeah.
Do they still spit on bands that they like down in South America? Is that still a thing? It was mostly a punker thing back in the day.
Haven't been down there to find out firsthand yet, but hopefully
we'll look out for that.
Yeah.
There's this is rather grotesque. I'll mention it anyway. There's a famous shot of Dee Dee Ramone performing with the Ramones down in South America. I want to say it was Brazil, and he's like down in front of the crowd, and he's covered in loogies.
Oh my God.
and apparently that's what they do when they like you, which would lead me to fear what they would do back then if they did not like you, which, seems like it might be a bit more unpleasant, but we can come back to that. We can further that at some other time. For your sake, when you do get down there, let's hope that's not still a thing.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever gone to places based only on, hey, I'd like to see Vienna? Is that how you got there for the first time? Was somebody a Sound of Music fan or something? Or
man, I've always wanted to go to Australia, but I just so happened to be lucky enough to have a few people over there that have heard of us, so we got the chance to go. But that would have been my number one, get all the way across the other end of the world just because I want to go over there. But
I feel like that could happen if we got like if we got like a support offer or something, it'd be like, oh, do you guys want to go do, whatever market we haven't been to? And it'd be like, yes, I want to go there. That we're taking this tour just for that.
Like Alaska or Hawaii or something.
Yeah. Or Japan. Japan. Yeah. I feel like Japan would be one where I'd be like, I would go just to soak up the culture.
Yeah.
How are you guys mentally doing with, being at home this long? It's got to be, first of all, the whole thing is nerve-wracking, no matter who you are, no matter what you do. But so much of your lives is tied up in getting out in front of people. And I don't even mean monetarily. You guys were on a great roll when this thing hit. And I can't help but feel you would be frustrated amongst other emotions with everything that's gone on. So how are you mentally, each of you today, and how do you sort of keep yourself in check and not get frustrated or angry or too down?
It's every couple of days you kind of at least I've been trying to stay busy. I've been personally, me and Dylan, our other guitarist, have been streaming a lot on Twitch and trying to find things like that to do in the Twitch world. And for me, that's helped me have still some sort of connection with our fans because they follow us, they see that, a few of us are streaming. We can still have that. What I miss about touring is having those moments with fans that have that connection that it's cliche, but there's a magic about touring and being in that environment. Doesn't matter who you are or what you are, or what you see yourself as. Music, we are connected more so in ways that we are not connected. So like music transcending all that and finding connection in music that I miss that. I miss that dearly. So to have that with some people, some of our fans on Twitch and social media, it's scratching that itch, but I really can't wait to get back out there. Cause I miss that. I miss that part of my life, that feeling you get when everything just shuts out for 3 hours and it's just loud.
Yeah. It feels like kind of like a good chunk of our identity as musicians has kind of been like removed, which is like, there's still other, we're writing music, we're working on other content, we're working on the live record, we're working on videos and stuff like that, but definitely performing and touring is a big a big piece of your identity as a musician. And it definitely is a love-hate relationship over time when you're really on the road a long time and you know, we all get homesick and all that, and you want to get time at home and stuff, but it's funny to have it taken away from you. Really helps you put in perspective and appreciate it. And it really just kind of allows you to see what an important piece of the puzzle that is what we do as musicians.
Has there been, and Steve, will start with you this time, but have there been any skills that you've been able to pick up in this downtime, or anything you've been able to learn that you might not have been able to if you had been busy out on the road?
I've gotten slightly less terrible at golf.
Hey, there you go. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I've golfed a ton this summer. I was like dabbling before and stuff, and in years where we tour a lot, the summer is such a busy touring season that I could just never play. But yeah, I played a bunch this year, and actually I'm okay. I'm okay.
So you went from miserable to okay.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Eric, what about you?
Like we're just saying, like being taken off the road, we miss, missing weddings and get-togethers and all of that. But what I haven't really seen it until now is the family time. The family time I get at home was big. I've missed it for the last 5 years of touring. So my grandpa used to grow this giant, huge garden with, I'm telling you, oversized pumpkins were 400 to 500 pound pumpkins.
What?
Yeah.
You're making that up.
I swear to God, I got
400
pictures.
pounds?
400 pound pumpkins. I was 4 years old and the pumpkin came out to my shoulders. I got pictures. I'm going to show them. I'll send them to you later.
I don't want to get a glut of people going to where that might be or may have been, but if Linus is looking for some place to get the great fucking pumpkin to rise, the 400 and 500 pound pumpkin sounds like the joint.
Yes. So I moved into my grandparents' old place, and being able to be home, I got to, get back to my roots, grew a garden with my family, and being able to do those things just kind of part of the feeling normal again, like going out and mowing the lawn. I'm never home in the summer. I never get to mow the lawn. So I realized how good I am at keeping straight lines on my property. That's got some good practice at that.
Zero turn.
Yes, pulling out that zero turn.
And one of the great smells, I believe, in life, and I'm not being sarcastic, is the smell of a fresh mowed lawn, which you probably don't get a lot of on tour. It's usually bus fumes.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what's killing most of our brain cells.
Yeah, it's the bus fumes.
You guys are on drugs. Nope, we're sucking carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people have brought this up, and I, knowing you guys, I'm sure the irony was not lost on you that in the middle of a pandemic, when you can't go on the road, you guys drop one of the greatest sad, I hate to leave you, I'm going on tour songs that has ever been recorded.
Oh
Yeah.
Did that just work out that way, or was that?
Yeah. We planned this all along.
It was the most ironic third single ever to hit off the album.
Yeah, honest to God. But was it always the plan that would be a third single, and it just worked out? It came out when it did.
Yeah. I think that it kind of like I respect. We all respected the way that our promo and radio team wanted to go about it, because I think that would have been the easy first choice, being the rock ballad and stuff. And they, and when we shared this vision, but it's a lot of props to them for just going with it and making it happen. But they wanted to really establish some of the more just rock and experimental tracks off the record first, and like Breaking Down and Hurricane, which they did an amazing job with both of those tracks. And then that set up kind of the pathway for the more, rock ballad that would have been the easier first pick.
And you guys mentioned earlier you are even now working on new, what I assume will be studio stuff. Where are you at with that? And if you had to look into your very cloudy, because of circumstances, crystal ball, what do you think we're going to get, and when are we going to get it?
Oh, I don't know. I think we got some cool stuff working. I personally could not wait to get back in the studio as soon as we put Trauma out. So now that we got this time, personally, I want to keep grinding on some music to make sure we can really put together some unique and clever shit. So
I think I feel like for us, we've got to write about we've got to write over 30 songs to feel like we've, I would say 30 songs, 30 ideas for a record to really know that we've squeezed all the juice out of it.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be hammering for a while, but I don't know. We're on a pretty good groove right now. I mean, it'll be next year sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that I would try and turn this into a competition. This is truly not how I mean this next question, but are you ever laying in bed at night thinking about working on the new music and then considering, well, shit, when this thing is over, every other band is going to be dropping new music and going on the road. We had better be really good this next time out. Does that kind of stuff ever occupy your mind?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of just have come to the theory that like there's a lot of timing arguments all the time, like basically like when you start getting close to release, but to your point, like it's going to maybe be a little more pressing this time. But what I've started to tell myself is if you make a great record, it will win over time. Like you don't know, it might not be the fastest way there. You might hit a little turbulence with whatever in the short term, but if you make a record that connects in the right way and it's authentic, it will find a way to win over time.
Yeah. I personally can't wait for the next 2 years of just art coming out of this whole mess. It's going to be a renaissance, like think of all the past renaissances we've had as a people, and look at the art that's come out of these dark times. So I'm excited to see all the people that were taken off the road and went to create, and whether it's screenplay, directors, writers, musicians, comedians. Like I'm really excited to see these records and these movies and these specials. We're not going to have Fast and the Furious 27. We're going to have a new thought or a new idea. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we got coming out.
Eric, I got to tell you, that is a fantastic point, because if people look through history at trying times, it is from those eras that some of the greatest art from human beings has ever come. And I'll take a quick aside here to while you're at home and you can watch, there is an add-on channel, at least for Prime, for Amazon Prime Video, that has they're like college professors, and they're giving speeches, and you can like take a class. And there's one called The Black Death, and it's like 24, 30-minute what's the word I'm looking for? College professor speaks.
Lectures.
Yeah, lectures. Exactly. Sorry. And this woman who's fantastic, she's from Purdue University. She walks you through the Black Death, the Black Plague of the Middle Ages. And it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And much of it deals with the fact that great Renaissance art came out of the Black Plague. So sorry to go off on the nerd tangent there, but
No,
I thought you guys in particular might enjoy it. I would highly recommend it. So
I've been talking to a lot of my friends about that. Like I think there's going to be something really cool, movement or art. We're going to see just more creative stuff in the next 3 to 5 years, I feel like, and I really hope so, because I think that'll be the new wave, the new thing, and we're going to be living through that and seeing that firsthand. So it'll be exciting.
I would add to that folks who follow music memorabilia, old concert T-shirts are a huge collectible. If you can find original stuff from like the 70s, they can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. I believe, you mark my words, but we'll check back on this in 20 or 30 years. Band pandemic masks are going to be so fucking collectible in like 2040 or 2050. Yeah. You mark this conversation now and you remember that I brought it up. And if you stockpile these things now, you'll both be rich men and you'll be thanking your old pal Lou Brutus.
You're right, man.
It's the new Bitcoin. I got it.
Well, one last thing, and I know this is rather old news for you guys, but it could tie in finally to the new live record. But when the bus caught fire, did you guys get video of it, or did anybody whip out a guitar and try and do a performance with the burning bus in the background? As ridiculous as that sounds, I could see somebody in the band going, we got to put this burning bus to use. What was there anything that came out of that you guys could actually use or tie into the new the live record?
There's a little footage, right? There's some cell phone footage.
I got a video of me filming myself without a shirt, saying I just got woken up off the bus because it's on fire, and I turned the camera around and there's Dom in his boxers and his skin. He's running to the bus, and you just see a cloud of smoke. So I don't know.
Dude, I shit you not though. I got to paint this scene for you. I remember this so vividly. All right, so the engine caught fire, which was in the back of the bus, and the back lounge of the bus took the absolute worst of it. Right, this is just completely black ash everywhere on the inside of this. We were touring with a band called the White Noise, and they had this. They had this. Their thing was they had this like t-shirt. They had this piece of merch that was like a white t-shirt. And it was a smiley face.
It was that yellow smiley face upside down.
It says "Have a shit day" on the bottom. And this, for whatever reason, this T-shirt was just hanging in the closet of the back lounge. And as you walked in, you could see this completely burned, ashed back lounge with just a bright white shirt saying "Have a shit day" on it.
Literally, couldn't have wrote a script to say better. It was a
piece of art in itself, right there.
And that is your greatest Spinal Tapian moment. What you gave me before, be damned. That is a Spinal Tapian moment.
Yes.
So
comes full circle.
I'll leave you on that one. And honestly, really great to catch up. I'm sorry you guys are holed up like all of my other favorite bands, but I'm very happy for you that you're able to put it to good use and maybe get some extra family time and stuff. So please give the rest of the guys our best, and stay healthy and stay safe, and bring Puppy back on camera one more time.
Where is she?
Juno. Oh, here we go.
Come here, baby.
Coming.
Oh, she's
taking a long way.
Come here.
He's a big old pup too.
Say bye.
The Juno dog.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Juno. Oh, you're getting the ear kisses.
Yep.
I'll tell you, there's only 3 things I need in life: my family, including my dog Darla, music, and baseball. Everything else I don't need quite as much. So, all right, Juno, well, thanks for hopping in too. And I'll see you guys soon. Congratulations on Post Traumatic, by the way. It's a great sounding record.
Thank you so much, man.
Thanks for the time, dude.
Yeah, it's been great seeing you. Hopefully see you in person as soon as this shit's over with.